Welcome back to another kind of funny live reaction, this time to the Deathloop State of Play here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Of course, I'm Tim Gettys, and I'm joined by Andy Cortez.
Hello!
Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Only 9 minutes of Deathloop, 21 minutes of other games.
Yeah, this is the State of Play that's titled Other Games.
And Parris Lilly.
Hina. That's what I want to see.
Hope so.
A little more of that. That'd be nice. Yeah, 40 seconds remain until we get into this hype, seeing more Deathloop, which I don't think any of us need to see. We're all already sold, but it looks fantastic. I'm not going to complain too much about that. Hopefully it's not retreading too much territory and not showing too much more new stuff. There's that middle ground I'm looking for. You know what I'm talking about?
Can they meet that middle ground with 9 minutes, though? I think no matter what, we're going to get a lot more of this game, and probably more than we really need of it.
Yeah.
Tim, is this is like the 5th State of Play where I've been like, all right, let's see if we get more Little Devil Inside, and we haven't gotten that since the first time we ever saw it. So hopefully we see something here.
I have it on good authority, Andy. You're getting that and Bloodborne director's cut, right?
Director's cut. Tim
Very
called
excited.
it.
Peggy 18.
Andy, if you got,
PS5.
you don't like scary stuff.
Whoa! You guys see that?
Who look
That was
into
new.
the eyes of another and see opportunity.
Yeah, baby.
A soul
Moss.
to corrupt
Moss.
New
and
Moss,
twist.
huh?
Their stories are the ones we fear. And there are those who see potential.
Oh, bring back this little guy.
The light
Quill.
within the soul. A chance to lift someone
ashamed
up
that
to
I stopped playing
achieve
the
the
first Moss.
impossible.
You're a coward. God, you suck.
Their
I
stories
know, man.
rise to legend.
Well,
So tell me,
The fuck was that? The VO.
what do you see in Quill?
Look at this little cutie pie.
Because her story
Oh, it's
depends.
the guy from
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away, yeah.
That's you. That's not. No, that's not the Spirited Away guy.
No,
That's
that's
you.
It's definitely the
No
spirit from
face.
Spirited Away. I've seen Spirited Away.
No, it's you. You're this ghost creature.
Oh,
you
that's
tell
the
Moss
spirit.
what to do. You help her.
Like,
Help Moss. Or help
the
Quill.
spirit,
Help
like-
Quill.
Like eating all the food, devoured a bunch of shit. I think it was like a comparison to greed, like an analogy for greed.
What
Who knows
is
what
it?
Miyazaki's smoking over there?
You remember this
What's
line?
up?
He made that noise a lot.
Oh, I do remember that one. Yeah, it's when you hit that second note is when I started to recognize it. At first,
Nailed
I didn't
it.
know where you're going. Moss 2, Spirited Away.
Moss. Spanish.
I wonder if it's PSVR too.
Did you guys notice though? It didn't
it's
start
gotta
with the
be.
PS4 intro.
Thanks
It
for
started with
kicking
the
off our new
PS5
state
intro.
of play, Quill.
Oh, yeah,
Currently
it is
in
point out.
development
It is
for
new
PSVR. We've got some more exciting updates today, so let's keep it going. Here's a flashy new multiplayer shooter from the team at Ilphonic.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Oh.
okay.
Saveable. Challenge starts.
Ilphonic, as a reminder, was Predator Hunting Grounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friday 13th. Predator hunting it.
Wow, is this like their kind of Risk of Rain or something?
This looks
Sports. We got sports. I like those.
We love sports. You're all
okay,
sorts
this
of
looks more
sports, right?
PvP than Risk of Rain. It's like their own knockout city.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It looks like
Kind of Splatoony.
it's definitely borrowing elements from various.
Early access
Early
out today.
access.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Arcadegeddon.
That was your
Early
first
access on
look at
PlayStation.
Arcadegeddon, which begins early access today for PlayStation 5.
Really?
Tribes of Midgard arrives later this
Time to
month.
download.
Let's get a sneak peek at the post-launch plans for this addictive action RPG from Norsefell Games.
Hi, I'm Sydney from Norsefell, and I'm here to tell you more about how Tribes of Midgard will grow even bigger after launch with free
I'm excited to
season
learn about
updates.
this game for the first time.
Tribes of Midgard is a 10-player
You haven't seen it at any other
survival action
presentation,
RPG.
have you?
I've never seen this game
You play as an
before.
Einherjar, a legendary
Should be
Viking
good.
warrior revived by
Am I
Odin
crazy or was
himself
this
to
was
stop
this game at
Ragnarok.
Gearbox?
There are 2 primary
was.
game modes, the session-based Saga mode and the endless survival mode
This game
that are
was
all
at
about
every single
exploring
press
Midgard,
conference.
powering up your character, and fortifying your home village to stand against giants bent on destroying the seat of Yggdrasil. New seasonal updates will change the way you play and add
It's
challenges
crazy
for
how
you
everybody's
and your
just stealing
tribe
all
to
these
overcome.
ideas from God of War.
The game launches with
Like
Season 1,
Yggdrasil,
The Wolf Saga.
that's gotta
It
be, you
includes
gotta
new
be able to
classes,
sue for that, Cory
exclusive
Barlog.
loot, and a
Yeah.
powerful new
You know.
boss.
Midgard.
I know.
There will be 8 different classes to unlock and choose from. Let's take a quick look at the Ranger, one of our 2 starting classes. As you gain levels, you unlock game-changing abilities in your class skill tree to match your playstyle, like the lightning fast quick shot or the powerful slowpoke. Because classes are complementary, it's fun to have a bit of everything in your
Blessing,
tribe.
I've heard you have a powerful
We're excited to see
slowpoke.
how your strategies will change as classes expand
Powerful
in future
slowpoke?
updates.
He told you that in confidence.
Yes.
Season 1 also introduces runes, which give
It's
you
level
new special
36, I've
powers
had
to
it since Gen
customize
1.
your character even more. The Wolf Saga
Joke
will
that
launch
Tim
with
might get.
30 runes,
Love it,
including
love
the
it.
Might of Mjolnir, which adds powerful chain lightning arcs to your attacks.
It's a
You can
Pokemon
use multiple
reference, yeah.
runes together, and the effects can get
Slow
pretty
Pokemon.
wild.
Now.
Slowbro.
You'll end up
Story
with
guy.
different rune combinations each session, so you'll always have new ways to experiment. Last but not least, the biggest part of every season are Saga quests, a series of quests that will bring you across Midgard. In Season 1 Saga, you'll unlock the ability to access a mysterious lair and face down your most powerful challenge yet. And the more dangerous foes you take on, the greater the reward. Speaking of great rewards, the Wolf Saga is stacked with season-exclusive
What if this
weapons,
comes out
armor
as the
sets,
game of the year?
and truly mighty
Sorry, what was that?
companions.
What if it comes out
I
as
love
game of the
this
year?
guy.
It won't.
This saga
It's that
is
thing where-
only the beginning.
I like
Tribes of Midgard
the
will
idea
keep
of the
expanding
game.
with more seasons
When I
that
watch
explore
these
different parts of Norse
presentations
mythology,
that
and
I've
even
seen
more to the
multiple
game.
of, I like what I
Thanks for
hear, but I
watching,
just don't
and
dig
we'll
the
see you
art
in
style.
Midgard
Like something
soon,
about
on
it
July
doesn't look.
27th.
I was about to say the same thing. Like on paper, this should be a home run, but why do I just not care about any
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah, I don't like the art style either.
Good luck.
Really?
Port City's as good as lost. Must you go back?
That's Bugs Bunny on
He
the
has
right,
a
right there.
big ass fist on his back.
In order to
Oh,
end
this
all
is
this.
Fist. Forged in Shadow something.
Oh, that's right.
Is it Biomute?
Fist forged in Shadow Tech. Forged in. Chat, help me out.
Did this not come out already?
No, we got a trailer what feels like forever ago. But it still hasn't come out. Why did Kind of Funny Games start a chant called Biomute?
Listen, you won't acknowledge it. I keep saying Biomute, and I'll make them acknowledge it.
So do you
Shadow Scorch.
upgrade him as you go? So
Up
it's in
next,
September.
what do you get when you
Okay.
mix fighting games and battle royale?
That looks really cool.
You get more fingers.
How did he get the big suit at the end?
It is
Rocket Blaze
and two of my favorite things. I do love getting a release date for Fist. That's actually pretty big.
Of the battle between demons
Stirring a pack
and
month, but
hunters.
You're adding it to your list, Bless?
I want to. In fact, I'm going to. It's in the list. It's on
Well,
the
holy
list.
Hi everyone, I'm
job,
John
good
George
job.
from Mantisco. And on behalf of our studio, I am thrilled to welcome you to the world of Hunter's Arena. In this mystical world,
no.
you will play as hunters
think
who
Fist
must
comes out the
fight
same
deadly
day as,
demons as
Sonic
well as
Colors
other
Ultimate.
online players in order to survive. As a skillful hunter, you will master powerful swordplay and martial arts, and will be constantly tested of your skills of precise timing and fast decision making.
Precise timing, less.
However, don't forget to have a little fun on your journey by customizing your weapons
Hey!
from disco balls to rubber
That breaks
ducks.
I
my
love
version, though.
As you explore our expansive maps, you will be able to explore dungeons and slay ancient demons to level up. We look forward to seeing your personalized strategies
So
on
this
your
is
hunt.
not Naraka.
No.
Another huge threat to look out for is none other than one of your own, a hunter. Always have different strategies in mind and use the environment around
And
you.
it looks
when
like they got a
facing
dodge
your
roll that
enemies.
Unifree.
Utilize bushes for ambush
Probably gonna
or
have a parry
drop
at this
strike
point.
from higher grounds to unleash
Doesn't
a
do a whole
lethal
lot for
blow
me,
on
Greg.
unexpected
Wow.
enemy players.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Hunter's Arena features 2 Battle Royale modes, Solo and Trio. In Solo mode, you will solely take on other enemy players as well as deadly demons lurking behind your back in a 30-player free-for-all. In Trio mode, you'll be able to team up with your friends, where focusing on teamwork and planning out strategies are crucial in achieving victory. There is so much more to experience in this fascinating world. I can't wait for you to encounter the countless dangers waiting in Hunter's Arena when it launches next month on PS4.
This sounds like a
PS5.
really, really good AI generated
Thank you for
voiceover.
joining me today, and I will see you all soon.
I
on
am Hunter's
Arena.
You're so right, Andy.
Jump into Battle Royale action when Hunter's Arena Legends arrives on PS4 and PS5 next month.
What do you think is gonna
PlayStation
get the
Plus
victory
members will
between
be able to
that and
download the
Naraka?
PS4 and
think either of
PS5
those come out on
versions
top?
at no extra cost
Everybody
starting
loses
August
Plus.
3rd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they say that was a PS Plus game?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty
Well,
cool.
that's really cool.
Yeah, I actually love that. I'm actually gonna try it because of that.
Sifu?
No,
No, not
Hunter's
Sifu.
Arena.
Hunter's Arena.
Y'all wanted to make the yaks and missed the PlayStation. August 3rd, PlayStation Plus.
This is not PlayStation Plus.
No, this we don't. I mean, it could be. I'm not throwing it. I'm not saying yes or no, but it is not what we were just talking about. PlayStation.
This looks amazing.
It looks so good, Andy.
Oh, he's getting older. Body doesn't work quite as much as it does.
All right, do you see that slap?
But I'm thinking I'm back.
I will be 105 by the end of the first level.
Just getting destroyed. No movement. If you dodge roll, you just stay on the ground.
Oh my god.
This is perfect. This game
I
is gonna
can't
be
wait for
perfect.
Yeah, this looks really good.
I'm really interested in how it controls.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
No. Oh, whatever. Take your time, I guess. This
That
is
was a fun
Pac-Man.
animation, though. Good for you guys.
Ever
Take
wanted
your
to
time.
explore an alien planet? Then this next game is for
I
you.
feel like they made that look fun. Like, all right, cool. I'm
They
glad
did.
it's delayed. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh shit! Race
Jet
the
to Far
sun.
Shore.
It's Jet, isn't
This
it?
is
Oh,
Jet.
This
Jet
this
to
is
Far
Jet to
Shore.
Far Shore.
Created
I
by
love the
Super
idea of it
Brothers
being
and
racist.
scented.
Yeah.
With a score by
I've
Scientific.
been that for hell along.
Finally getting to see
In
some of this
Jet,
game.
you play as May, one of a unit of aviator scientists who embark on an interstellar trip and alight on a mythic ocean planet where they dream of securing a future for their species. We aspired to create a video game to express our own feelings of awe when we look up at the starry sky. Jet is
You and
all
your
about
friends?
motion, whether it's weaving through trees or jumping over obstacles.
I'm
I
really
love that
excited to
sense
tell
of
you about
speeding
it.
through a remarkable natural space under a grand sky, and suddenly being in someone's helmet, boots on the ground.
Oh,
Jet's premise involves exploration and discovery. However, our design doesn't rely on combat or resource extraction, and the characters go to some lengths to tread lightly, giving indigenous wildlife a wide berth, striving to adapt and avoid conflict.
This
As
game
a
seems
Jet
mad
Scout,
chill.
you'll inspect living things and employ your Jet's tools to figure out what makes them tick. Occasionally, you'll run into trouble, and you'll have to use everything at your disposal to
you're in the
emerge
wrong neighborhood,
unscathed.
motherfucker.
Get off my planet.
Over the years, we've contemplated what might be on the minds of interstellar explorers, what might propel them, and what might haunt them. And so our story provides an occasional glimpse into May's dreams, memories, and visions. At heart, Jet is a laid-back and enjoyable exploratory action-adventure set within an intriguing new science fiction cosmos. Jet has had a long road. For a few years, there were only 3 of us. Since then, this vision has been sharpened and bolstered by an all-star squad.
I want to sample whatever soundtrack this is and turn it into a rap. Like, just think about it. Just think about this with trap drums over it, some hi-hats, a snare.
Do it tonight. Do it tonight. You're running out of time in this 2021 business.
Let's check in with our friends.
Yeah,
at
this feels
Sega
very
for
late in the
more
year to
on
just be
2
saying
upcoming
2021
adventures.
on things.
Oh,
We were just talking about this, I think, during the stream.
A mansion.
Supposed to be a fighting
Is
game.
this the place?
I'm scared.
It's okay. I'm with you. I'll keep you safe.
Water
The
breathing.
demon's scent is growing stronger.
Cell shading is fucking cool, guys. I'm gonna say it.
It is.
It just closed
Tim,
on its own.
it's among the most brave things you've ever said in that.
Thank
I
you.
don't
Thank
care
you.
who.
I appreciate the
Just come
support.
and fight me. Whoever shows up will be my next prey.
I'm a demon slayer. Rank Mizunoto. Tanjiro Kamado.
Here I come.
oh,
And
this
he's
is like
wielding
straight
Nichiren
out of
swords.
straight out of the
You with the
episode.
demon slayer core? Zenitsu?
He's not just pretending. He's really out cold.
Thunder breathing. Burst form. Thunderclap and flash.
It's gonna feel so good to rip such a huge
It has big Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm vibes. And I'm gonna assume it's the same studio.
Not giving up. Not ever. Keep moving forward. Stay sharp. Give it everything you've got. You can do it.
Same studio? Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And reclaim my
Good for y'all.
place among the 12 Kizuki.
Yes.
They know
I've
their
got it now.
strengths. They've got that cell shading
Yeah.
engine. They got
And like
the
people like
shaders all loaded up.
people like those Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, and I do love the cell shading in those games. And so Demon Slayer fans are going to be eating.
My mom's birthday. She's gonna be stoked.
You're
about
on
this
it.
one.
Pre-ordering?
Hey, lost
In a
judgment.
warehouse. About 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. Oh, maybe you hadn't heard that.
He heard.
You fucking killed him. That's why he knows.
Greg, in judgment, do you do actual detective work?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean it's revenge? In that case, could he possibly have hired someone else to kill the guy in his stead?
As for my request,
You changed your jacket.
I'd like to see what you can find out.
It's
Mr.
dirty.
Shiba's murder is
Get
too
one look and
suspicious.
stick with it. That's what I always say.
Sweaty.
Hell yeah.
Suspicious. Dang.
Just breaks the dude's neck.
Get him, Yagami bot. Take a nap.
Greg, do you think I'll be able to jump into this one without
This
playing
race
first?
is mine.
100%, yeah.
Fly. Go. Woo! I believe in you, buddy.
Yagami used to be a lawyer. He got a
he's
guy
not-
off,
he's
and
not
that
still
guy
a lawyer?
killed his
Believe me, I'm
girlfriend.
just as
So
close.
he's like, you know what, I'm
I
a
just
lawyer
had to
no
admit it.
more, and I'll be a detective, and I'll bust guys like that. We still work with his old law firm all the time.
This is your final warning.
I just need to embrace the weirdness. There's
I
so
guess
much
you
like
couldn't
silly
ask
shit
for a
in
better
these
piece of
games. I need to embrace it, but it's just hard to.
This has nothing to do with her. Stop!
It's kind of like how Yagami had to embrace no longer being a lawyer.
Wow. You just said that.
You can get that.
He also embraced drone racing in the first one, if you want to get into it.
Greg, I noticed this game had some rhythm game aspects to it, which I assume is a mini game. If I can't beat that, is that the kind of thing that like it makes fun
Our
of
next
me
game
for?
was revealed just a few weeks ago. Time for a closer look
It'll-
at the expanded
it'll
and
tear into
enhanced
your ass.
Death
I
Stranding
can't
Director's
do
Cut,
that.
coming
That's
soon to
something I
PS5.
guess.
Stranding Director's Cut.
Here we go.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it.
Norman's fetus right there. I mean, I meant feet, not the actual.
Then came the next explosion.
Layers to this.
Because he does have a fetus.
Yeah. I mean, that was always a joke being made, but
yeah.
I just saw his feet.
Sam, I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs.
This game's gonna look hot on PS5.
And remember when we saw this shit in 8K on that like 88-inch monitor?
I don't care about connecting anything.
You see, I've come to understand the truth of the Death Stranding.
Kevin, I think you'd either hate it or absolutely love it.
I think he'd love the
actual gameplay. Yeah, like the building shit and balancing shit. They're showing a lot of gun action in the game, and the game isn't mostly that. Like it's mostly.
Maybe it will be now. Maybe this definitive edition is.
Yeah.
We're talking about the new mechanics.
Does the story make sense?
Kojima, no.
Like
No.
once it's done, once
Yes.
it's done.
I think it's a fun ride. But does it make sense? I would say the answer is 85% not really.
Oh shit. My
God.
They're adding so much. What the hell?
See, I'm surprised they're calling this director's cut and not
story
Death
missions.
Stranding Subsistence or some shit like that.
Well, this is back
I'll
to the
be
conversation I
waiting
was
for
having
you.
with Tim today.
On the beach.
So director's cut is a brand now for PlayStation, right? So I mean, we're assuming when we get a third one, we got this, we got Ghost. When we get a third one, then we know it's a
Rule of
brand.
threes.
Last of Us.
That's why we're thinking Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Did we have that date before?
Deathloop
Is that
hits
in
PS5 on September 14th. Let's check out an extended gameplay demo of Bethesda.
He's gonna use a word like
and Arcane's violent
artifactually or some shit. Not a word, but it's cool.
God, Death Stranding coming out in September is not boding well for this list, let me tell you.
Hello, Black Reef. The other visionary tonight officially requests killing cults become your top priority. Or in other words, murder the bastard now.
Every single person here is out to kill me.
It's fun. I've been cutting short your meaningless rampages for some time. It's totally normal. Death is a typical physiological experience in this place.
I hate to break it to you, but there is nothing normal about this fucking island. Oh, shit! What?
Oh, shit.
You're gonna give me that attitude?
Same day, which means I already know what's going to happen. Am I supposed to do this every day for the rest of my life? Fuck that! I'm breaking this loop.
I'm Dinga, game director at Arcane Lyon, and I'm here to give you a special look at Deathloop. You are Colt. You're stuck in a time loop on the island of Black Reef where everybody wants you dead. To escape, you'll have to take out 8 targets known as the Visionaries before the day repeats. Also, one of your targets, Juliana, is in the business of hunting you down. Fail to kill the target or die, and the day starts over.
You gotta be kidding me.
But every loop is an opportunity. With every cycle, you will learn more about the Visionaries and the secrets of the island by exploring and observing. You will discover
I've heard this
their
exact
habits and
breakdown.
secrets,
I
using
want to
that
say
knowledge
13
to
times.
progress
I
your
still don't
story.
understand how it's
Let's
gonna
jump
work.
into a mission several hours into the
It's
game.
like being in school,
called Take on
or
the
like
Visionary
geometry class, and they're like,
Alexis the
"Listen,
Wolf Ghost."
A squared plus B
At this
squared
point,
equals C
you have
squared. And I'm like,
already
I
learned
hear
from a
you.
previous loop that Alexis
What the fuck
plans
does that
to give
mean?
a speech at his well-guarded masquerade party. Let's
Okay,
use that
they showed us
intel
this
to
during the
identify
preview.
Alexis and take
This is
him
at the
down.
same mission.
I was just
Yep.
thinking.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to show more, right? They want to show more to get people excited, but they don't want to show more.
I'm looking for the fastest way out of this place.
There are rules, Colt, and sometimes people
Love a
bend
good
the
laser
rules,
beam.
and sometimes they break them.
Blah, 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 blah.
Were you talking when I was talking?
Top secret information.
Okay, what is it?
I said.
Squid World in chat says it's just a roguelike. It is specifically not a roguelike. They said that during the preview.
They go out of their way to say that's not right.
Our Cove 3 says the promotion for this game is a death loop in itself.
I think I'm doing everyone here a favor.
Like the thing is that the levels don't change. The levels stay the same. When you're going in, you're collecting
everything goes back
more
to normal.
information through each run, so that you can use that information in future runs. But it's not run based per se, but it's kind of run based.
It's like Hitman, right?
Progression based. That's
it's
the
like if
difference.
Hitman was persistent.
But like if it was like you're trying to
Dying
100%
isn't the end.
a level. in
Reprise is
Hitman.
one of the powers you can unlock.
Right.
It
Alright,
allows
hold
you
on.
to die and rewind twice before the loop restarts. You have also seen Carnesis that allows you to yank enemies around and shift the short-range teleport.
Hey, we killed you.
Colt, do you need my help?
No, I'm fine.
To keep getting yourself killed.
Can you stay still for a
Dude, this is what I was talking about in the preview, where it's straight up Guardian style dialogue. Like it's just non-stop quippiness and shit talking.
Here's where Colt died. You can absorb your body to regain Residium, a resource that allows you to save your favorite weapons and abilities between loops.
I can't wait for
Over
this
time,
game, dude.
you will build an arsenal of weapons, abilities, and upgrades that you can mix and match between missions to suit your playstyle or the needs of a specific task.
I love the fact that it seems just way more actiony than Dishonored.
Yeah.
So you get to keep everything between runs? Don't you dare say fucking runs, they're loops, okay?
Oh! We use the haptic feedback and the adaptive trigger of the PS5's DualSense controller to bring an extra layer of immersion to your experience. Every movement feels different, and weapons express their personality in the palm of your hands.
Somebody in chat said, so Returnal. No, not Returnal. It's randomized.
Very impressive. I'm
The
clapping.
progression in
with
this
one
game
hand.
comes in the form of knowledge.
Don't stop there.
Sometimes
Put 'em both
abilities.
together. The body count is gonna get high.
I need an invitation to Alexis's party. I found another way in. Through the
Knowledge
window.
is our ammunition.
I'm not climbing on any cliff or window. Just shut up.
That's a cool line. Put that on my voice acting reel
There's
right there.
always multiple ways to approach a
Everybody clip that
target,
for Andy,
and
please.
we
Thank
just learned of one. A back entrance to the mansion. Conversations like this happen all over Black Reef, and it often pays to stop and listen.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody in chat said, so like Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yes, thank you.
That alert means your
Nailed
rival, Juliana, has invaded your game. Controlled by another player or the AI, she's the real deal. You'll have to be extra vigilant when she's on the hunt.
Yeah, I see a lot of Outer Wilds shoutouts in chat, and I agree with that.
Yeah, Outer Wilds might be a better comparison, like a better actual comparison.
Using that info to keep on pushing the big
all the
narrative.
time, aren't you?
Exactly.
What is your style exactly?
Chit-chatting when I should be killing motherfuckers, apparently.
I'll smoke anywhere, man. I'll smoke at the doctor's office. I'll smoke at a funeral. I'll smoke when people are eating their breakfast right next to me. Fuck your friend. You know what I'm saying?
The Wolves play a sick game.
I do know what you're
Whoever
saying.
fails to
Sounds like
impress the
improv.
others with their evil deeds goes into the grinder and onto the dinner menu. Let's see if we can rig the outcome.
It's cool.
What's up, sluts? I cornered the manufacturing.
It could be Alexis, but it could also be another masked speaker. So let's hear him out and not take the shot.
There were deaths, lawsuits, whatever. Profits far outstretched our small legal fees. We made millions that year. Cheap bastards who died, they could have afforded it if it was important enough.
Arrogant, cruel, no regard for others? Yeah, that's definitely Alexis. Allez hop! Alexis just dropped an upgrade to the Carnes's power and a hefty dose of Residium. Time to get the hell out of here.
Dude, that music, man.
Really dope.
I love the vibe and the style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that late 65 aesthetic.
Look at that head right there.
These drums and these horns are going insane. Like I watched La La Land, and I didn't really see what the main character had in jazz, like why they're going so crazy about it. I get it now. Hearing this, I would change my life too.
Wow.
Yeah. Devoting my entire life to jazz now.
Why wasn't I invited? Cover!
Oh!
You're gonna call me like this all the time.
I don't understand how the music is so context sensitive and it sounds so good. Because this sounds like real live jazzy shit, but it's like it's similar to Ape Out, where it's like, how the fuck is this possible?
Exactly.
Same with like Breath of the Wild as well, and like Spider-Man. You know, the music kind of starts to swell whenever cool shit happens.
Final Fantasy VII Remake did it as well, but like this just sounds so much more like live instrumentation.
More
Like, that's
breaking
hard
news and
to
updates
do.
before you know it. See you soon.
Bye, State of Play, lady.
Bye, State of Play. Don't you just want to push your hand on this thing? Like I just want to push my hand on this little material.
Maybe.
Kind of just feel it, you know.
Did you put your face on it?
I would, yeah.
Good. Good.
I would.
Greg Miller, what'd you think of this State of Play?
Let's look back. Moss Book 2. Fuck yeah. Arcadegeddon. All right. Wouldn't I don't know. Ilphonic, but it's out today, which is nice in early access. Something to try. Tribes of Midgard, like we said, like it should be my jam. It should be Andy's jam, but something's not clicking. We'll see when we get our hands on it. Fist getting a September 7th release date. Okay. Hunter's Arena getting this PlayStation Plus on August 3rd thing. Cool. Doesn't seem like my kind of game. Sifu, of course, continue to be amazing and awesome. Sucks it got delayed to early 2022, but take all the time you want. Jet to Far Shore, finally seeing that game and what the hell it actually looks like. It honestly kind of sounded great to me as somebody who has restarted No Man's Sky multiple times. The idea then of the whole, hey, okay, cool, now build your base. I was like, oh God. So for them to call out it's not focused on combat or resource extraction, that gets me interested in, like you guys were saying, or I think it was Bless maybe, that it looks like a chill game. And then he said during the presentation, it is a chill game. Let's try that out. Let's see what this exploratory adventure is all about. Demon Slayer, October 15th. Okay, not my jam. Lost Judgment, September 24th. I liked Yagami's first tale enough. I still haven't finished it, but the chapter thing was fine with it. Death Stranding, I enjoyed so much at the time, but I'm not jonesing to go back for. And then Deathloop continued to look awesome, but also for us, I think the hardcore becoming white noise to an extent at this point. Like we know. Deathloop's great. Just give us the game. Overall, I think it did what State of Plays do, right? Where it was, we said we were going to tell you about these games and how much time they were going to get, and we did that. And I leave here going like, all right, fucking Moss can't wait for, Jet can't wait for, and I Deathloop I can't wait for, but not because of this presentation. Not a bad way to spend 30 minutes with my friends or whatever, but by no means am I blown away. Am I on the floor? Is there have to be a crazy reaction photo for this?
Parris Lilly.
Pretty much the same as Greg. I mean, for me, Jet stood out. Yeah, Sifu, obviously we've seen already. That looks great. Fist, which I think I saw before, but maybe I forgot. So to me, this almost felt like the first time I've seen it. So that really stood out to me.
A lot of people in the chat thought it was Biomutant, so I understand.
Yeah. Death Stranding, the director's cut stuff. It didn't click with me. So the director's cut's not something I'm necessarily looking forward to. And kind of like we've been saying the entire stream. I mean, Deathloop, we've already seen enough. We're convinced they didn't need to show me anymore. So it was Overall, for a state of play, I mean, it was fine. It was okay. I mean, like you said, nothing I'm gonna jump up and down super excited about, but it wasn't terrible either.
Plus,
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Part of me wishes that State of Plays could be this thing that I have a max level of hype for, where they announce it and I'm like, oh shit, what are we gonna get? But for what this was, it feels like it was hey, let's announce a few things that we're working on for the next year, and then also let's show people what they can look forward to for the fall. And I think for doing that, it did an all right job. I think Death Stranding, getting a concrete date on that and that coming in September is pretty cool. Us getting another look at Fist and getting that date for September, I think is super awesome. And getting more looks at Jet the Far Shore, I thought was cool. And Sifu, again, that being delayed until next year, early next year. It's one of those ones where I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a bummer, but I get it. Game development's hard. COVID's impacted everything. Like, that's not one that I'm surprised to see, but I am a little bit bummed about. Overall, thought it was fine. The Deathloop stuff here, I think, is going to be good for the general audience that may or may not either be interested in the game or could use a little bit more gameplay or a little bit more concrete, tangible content to connect themselves to, so that they can be excited for Deathloop. I think that was good for that. But even with the stuff I got, as somebody who's already sold on Deathloop, I'm like, cool, yeah, like I've seen this, I've heard about this. I didn't necessarily need more. So overall, I thought it was a fine state of play. Nothing too crazy, nothing too terrible.
Andy Cortez.
Yeah, same as everybody else. Kind of middle of the road. Nothing crazy exciting. We'll always get excited to see more Sifu action. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, Deathloop looks dope. I wish I could play it already. And everything else is just kind of, I don't know. I was again hoping to see more out of the indie library, but I'm sure that's a separate state of play for a different date.
Yeah, definitely a couple of things for me, but nothing here for me that I didn't already know was here for me. So yeah, Sifu and Deathloop, two things I'm really interested in. It sucks that Sifu kind of just gave us bad news, if anything, of just 2022. Like, I'll wait as long as we need to for it, but not the most hype announcement for a delay, or at least a date that's further than we expected or wanted. Moss 2 is just a cool thing. I like that they're still supporting PSVR, specifically PSVR titles that are original for PSVR that are high quality. Greg's been talking about this game forever. So it getting a sequel, I think, is cool, and is definitely a sign that PlayStation is still focusing on VR. And I know they're not talking about the next gen PSVR yet, but I think it's important that they are proving that they are going to continue supporting this thing throughout the rest of the life cycle of PSVR 1 into PSVR 2. My biggest thing, though, is that state of play, I just wish it was something different. Like, it is just such a disappointment overall that, like you all said, like, this totally is exactly what they said it was going to be. PlayStation can be so much better. They have so many resources, and I think that we still haven't seen consistency between any of these state of play presentations, where all of them are slightly different, just a little bit. And I appreciate that this one kind of let it breathe for each game and like really did have a moment for each one, and it didn't jump through 10 bazillion things. It was like, okay, cool, here's 8 things total, and we're not going to spend too long on any of them, but long enough for you to understand what the game is. But I still think the presentation is just off. A lot of the VO was weird, and I don't like when I'm watching one of these things and I stop and start thinking, like, why are you doing it this way? Especially for some games that can speak for themselves loudly. So I don't know. I just wish State of Play kind of would borrow more from the Nintendo Direct book. Reminds me a lot of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and I wish it just straight up copied Smash Brothers instead of just mimicking it. And State of Play so far feels like it's mimicking Nintendo Direct. So hopefully one day they change that.
So do you think they did this because maybe these were some games that would have gotten lost in the shuffle if they're going to have and I'm doing air quotes, E3 event in a few weeks where they can really start showcasing some of their bigger games, both the AAA and the AA games. Like I mentioned Kena at the top, obviously this wasn't here.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So maybe this was a thing of let's give these games some shine with a state of play, because if we included them in an E3 event, no one would be talking about them.
I think it's twofold, right? I think part of it is that I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of PlayStation event before the end of the year to announce maybe things we can look forward to for next year. It could be cool to get another God of War trailer. It could be cool to get, if Horizon gets delayed till next year, another Horizon trailer, and maybe an announcement of things to come in the future, Last of Us Factions, and all these things that we've been talking about, these unicorn games that feel like they're so far off or unannounced and all that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised to see that event come through before the end of the year. And it makes sense for what was here. It's two things, right? I think it is one, what you're saying, Parris, where we don't want to talk about these things there because we don't want these things to get overshadowed, because we do want to talk about these things because they do make up the fall.
Right.
But then also it's the fact that we're in July, and say if that event comes through in October, or if it comes through in like a PSX timing sort of way in December, or if those announcements are saved for the Game Awards, you want to be able to talk about the fall in a way that gets people somewhat excited and somewhat looking forward to what the fall slate is.
Yeah.
And for me, it's I'm looking at their sort of indie lineup, and I'm waiting for, again, Little Devil Inside, which has not been seen since the first time it was shown. I believe during the PS5 announcement whenever. I don't know when the first time they showed it was, but it has been well over a year, I believe, since the last time they showed it. And that is slated for... I'm looking here on their site. It's just to be determined. There's no date. Stray. I thought we might see something from Stray here.
Yeah.
Nothing there. But again, maybe these more sought after PlayStation indies are, again, like Blessing and Parris are mentioning, going to be on a bigger sort of stage for Sony to show off kind of their, these are our big indies. I don't know. I kind of expected to get some dates from those titles, and kind of Recompile is another one. Recompile
Maybe
looks
those
exciting.
titles are farther out towards the fall, right? That's the thing right now. What are you looking at here? You're seeing a lot of September. You're seeing, October for Demon Slayer, but as I look through this, a lot of September in there, or 2022. And so it is that idea of Moss Book 2 is a fun way to open it. I was hoping it would have a date. I was hoping it would be PSVR 2. I was hoping a bunch of stuff out of it, but hey, it's a cool one that has an established thing to get you talking about it. It's cool to end on Deathloop. It's more about like how much hype you can build. So yeah, if they're going to do something either in August or in the beginning of fall for more indie games, to go back to what you're talking about of like, where is Stray? What about Kina's in this weird spot, right? Because it was just in that Tribeca thing that Keeley did. So like you have to use all these different marketing opportunities, right, to get out there and do something for it. And so here you are then with this summertime one to drop some stuff in there. I wonder where Jet is set to come out. Obviously, the game had a cover recently on Edge magazine a couple weeks ago, and then to have it drop here, okay, cool, and still be saying 2021, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. I wonder how much further out that is.
Yeah, like I'm actually kind of surprised to not see Kena Bridget Spears here, but I think it comes back to where do you want to show that game and how much do you want to show that game? And we've seen that game quite a bit now, and it was at that Tribeca thing. But I am a bit shocked to not see it here, especially as a state of play that seems to be trying to lay out the summer. And that game is August, right? Like that game is kind of imminent, and so I think it's kind of weird to not have it here, even as like a one more thing, or as a as a reminder, we got bangers this fall. We might not have Horizon, we don't have God of War, but we do have here's Kena, here's Deathloop, here's Death Stranding. Right. I think that should have been the thing, and it felt like this was more so here's Deathloop and Death Stranding, and here's a bunch of random other games that you can get this fall too.
Sure, but maybe the plan is to get more out of Kena, have a British Spirits, have its own state of play, have its own little presentation. A young boy here in the chat, FM3_ says, I'm more wondering when is PlayStation going to show what's big for 2021 end of the year and beyond. Such a different vibe than previous years with E3. Well, like how many the PlayStation 4 success strategy was not doing anything in the fall. It was letting third parties come in and do it. It is getting you to buy Far Cry 6 and Call of Duty and Battlefield on the PlayStation 5 this time, but PlayStation 4 back then, right? And so the question here is really how much more are you going to get before the end of the year? That's why I mean, there's a number of reasons I don't think Horizon's happening, but I do think this year, I do think Horizon's not happening in 2021, and I think that window for where you'd put it out is closing rapidly, right? You'd want that out before you get to the fall bloodbath of other stuff. I don't think you want to put it out anywhere past September.
Well, Greg, you just brought up a game which really made me think, and maybe this happens at Gamescom or something like that, but Call of Duty is probably going to show up on a PlayStation stage, digital stage, whatever you want to call it, right? We still don't have a date on that. We still don't know what it is. So that, again, almost makes me lean back to think maybe they are holding back on that extended roadmap for the rest of 2021 into 2022 with some of their bigger games. And a game like Call of Duty obviously would be featured there. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Sure, but I mean, like, Call of Duty in the past too, recent past has shifted more to doing their own announcements, right?
Yeah,
In the global the democratization of everybody putting their shit on the internet now, right? Call of Duty at any point can say, "Hey, we're doing a stream and we're bringing in these, Twitch streamers and love, and this person from the team to talk about the game," and then you're off to the races on a big event.
Yeah.
John Drake in the chat says cohesive first third-party portfolio story would be nice. That's kind of where I'm at with this. Is I think so much of it's just a presentation game that this all feels random. It just feels like a bunch of random games next to each other, and like I just feel like it just is a slight different framing to make us think, oh, this is PlayStation this fall. And it's like, if you don't even want to say fall, then like just these next 3 months. Here's the next 3 months of PlayStation, and like have a pretty graphic with a timeline that makes you feel like all these games are equal to us and they should be equal to you. Otherwise, it's kind of just like a couple it does feel like commercials next to each other. It feels like watching a movie and there's a bunch of trailers and you're excited about a couple of them, but other ones you're just like, oh, I've never heard of this before, but that looks interesting. Or, hey, I've never heard of this and it's not for me, but it's like, you're at least understanding these are all movies on a theatrical level. They're all there. This just kind of, they don't feel equal.
Yeah, I think like I just like want that sort of cohesive philosophy that you're mentioning, Tim. And this kind of does remind me of watching an EA presentation back in the day during E3, where it's FIFA, Mass Effect, fucking Madden, and then some guys talking to an NFL player, and it's just like it just feels like all over the place. Obviously, it doesn't feel that extreme. I don't want to make it seem like it's that unbearable, but. Yeah, still, I feel like Sony is usually really their brand is so strong, and I just didn't really feel a whole lot of that.
Definitely. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this State of Play and State of Play as a whole, and PlayStation's library and upcoming library for the rest of the year. Till next time, I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.